Welcome back to Press Review, and as usual, let's start by taking a look at today's front pages in the Middle East. Starting in Beirut, where the Daily Star reports that Maronite Patriarch Bashar al-Ra'i has said that making laws in the absence of a president was unconstitutional and urged lawmakers to stop legislation. The paper also reports that an Egyptian court has sentenced leading activist Alaa Abdel Fattah to 15 years in jail for violating a protest law and on other charges. The UAE's Gulf News leads its front page reporting that Iraq's Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki has asked Parliament to declare a state of emergency after militants captured that northern province of Nineveh, its capital Mosul, and parts of the Kirkuk province. The paper also reports that Pakistan's Taliban insurgents claimed responsibility for an attack on a security academy at Karachi's airport yesterday, less than 48 hours after an all-night siege by Taliban gunmen at the airport that killed more than 30 people. From Saudi Arabia, the Justice Minister Mohammed Al-Isa has denounced international rights groups for attacking the kingdom's judiciary, saying laws in this country are based on divine precepts contained in the Holy Quran. The paper also reports that militants overran Iraq's second city of Mosul, the surrounding Nineveh province, and parts of Kirkuk in a major blow to a government apparently incapable of stopping militant advances. And from Iran, the Tehran Times reports that Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki has called for a national state of emergency after the city of Mosul fell to militants. The paper also reports that Iran and Turkey issued a joint statement saying that the clashes in Syria and Iraq should be stopped and called for a political solution to the conflicts in the two countries based on the legitimate rights of the people. The Egypt Independent reports that Ethiopian ambassador to Cairo, Mahmoud Dardir, has revealed an invitation to President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to visit Addis Ababa. The paper also reports that Egyptian citizen kidnapped several days ago in Bekaa, northeast of the Lebanon, was released on Tuesday as a result of efforts by Egyptians and Lebanese families. And now let's take a look at the top Middle East news from papers here in the UK. The Telegraph reports that 500,000 people who have fled al-Mosul, including troops after Sunni Islamist insurgents seized Iraq's second biggest city, with reports that a neighboring town with an oil refinery had also been claimed. The paper says the refinery is protected by around 250 guards, and security sources said the militants had sent a delegation of local tribal sheikhs to convince them to withdraw. The Independent leads its Middle East news, reporting that Israel's parliament has elected Reuven Rivlin as an ardent Jewish nationalist with a reputation as a staunch Democrat as the country's next president, replacing President Shimon Peres, the internationally respected statesman who in recent years provided a dovish foil to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The paper says Mr. Rivlin is seen as being independent of Mr. Netanyahu, and the two have long-standing feud. The Guardian leads Middle East news, reporting that Egypt's new president Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has told the country's top policeman to take firm action against sexual harassment after several women were assaulted by mobs at a celebration to mark his election, and footage emerged of one being stripped naked and surrounded by dozens of men. The paper says the announcement came as prosecutors released testimonies from some victims in which they detailed their ordeals. And now let's move to the top Middle East news in international papers. China's Global Times leads Middle East news, reporting that French Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius has said Iran had to accept Western powers' proposal to have few hundred centrifuges if it wants the due talks for a lasting deal on its nuclear program succeed. The paper says in an interview with local Radio France, Inter France's top diplomat said major powers are still hitting a wall on one absolutely fundamental point, which is the number of centrifuges which allow enrichment. The Los Angeles Times reports that in the first such verdict under Egypt's new president, a criminal court on Wednesday handed down a 15-year prison sentence against Alaa Abdel Fattah, one of the leading figures of the 2011 uprising against Hosni Mubarak. The paper adds that 24 others on trial along with Abdel Fattah also received 15-year terms and fines of nearly $14,000 each, making it the latest instance of a mass sentencing by an Egyptian court. And finally, from Germany, the Deutsche Welle reports that the Knesset voted for veteran lawmaker Reuven Rivlin to become the 10th president of Israel. The paper says Rivlin, a former cabinet minister and parliament speaker who is a stalwart in ruling Likud party, won the secret runoff ballot against veteran legislator Meir Shitrit by 63 votes to 53. That was it for today. For more updates, please visit Levant.tv. Thanks for watching Press Review. Be sure to join us again tomorrow, and bye for now.